Hello, hello. I was originally going to do these little blogs sitting on my chair in front of the PC, where you've all been before, because I've done many blogs there. Granted, I've done many blogs up here as well, but because it was such a beautiful day, I thought I'd re-record them, given that they're actually nice little short and curly ones, and do them up here on my sitting stone, which is where I am right now. Needless to say, I have Buddy with me, keeping me company. There he is, doing what he does a lot. So, yeah, the short blogs. Blog number 1. The other day, in fact, this is Friday today, and this is Thursday, and it was actually at the weekend, we decided to clean the house. It was a decision born out of necessity, because the house had actually gotten to that stage, you know, when things just get so untidy that you can't find things. Well, in this case we couldn't find the TV or the small bedroom, so we thought, you know, now is the time to get the dusters and the polishes, the mops and the buckets and all the other accoutrements and get stuck in. Now, one of my charges was actually the living room. And it was during this military exercise that we mounted on the house that I came to a conclusion. One concerning the many food shortages that face many parts of the planet today. And I realised that the reason there is very little food in many places is because it's all down the back of our couches. If everybody on the planet was to lift their cushions and go delving, all those little bits of popcorn, chips, or crisps, or in fact, chips, peas, bits of toast, if we were to sort of gather all this together, I think we could probably end hunger in one fell swoop. However, the effects on health from all these high salt, high fat foods might actually do more harm than good, but you know, it's a thought. Also last weekend, it was our Guy Fawkes night, bonfire night, November the 5th, what have you, when we celebrate the fact that a guy called Guy Fawkes almost succeeded in blowing up the Houses of Parliament. And we celebrate this by spending vast sums of money on fireworks for one night, and that's it basically. Now, there's a part of me, this is the same part of me that every Halloween thinks that all those pumpkins that are bought and carved out and then trashed the following day, kind of going back to the first part of this blog, all those pumpkins that are thrown away is just such a terrible waste of food. If people all across the planet were well fed and happy, then that wouldn't be a problem, but I think it's kind of an insult to throw food away when there are people who could actually survive through the day with that food. We're talking about death. I think a lot of people's, especially today, the MTV generation, as they're called, or the VH1 generation, or the Nintendo generation, see death as something that means you have to go back to the start and begin again, back to the start of the level. I don't think a lot of people realise the permanence of death and what death actually means. You get 3 goes, game over, restart, and you're back in business again. It doesn't happen like that in real life. When you're dead, basically. So last week, all these fireworks were going up, as you saw, because I videotaped a lot of them. And this part of me, this got something up his nose again. I don't know if it's a ultra moral or I don't know what aspect it is of me. I couldn't help but wonder, you know, if you were a homeless person and you're sitting there freezing in a shop doorway, for whatever reason you're homeless. I know some people, I'm not saying they deserve it, but some people do it intentionally, but there are a lot of people who don't. They get themselves through whatever reasons, you know, family reasons or whatever, get themselves into one of these situations where they find themselves without a home. And I kept thinking, you know, can you imagine sitting in a doorway and going, whoosh, watching this rocket go up, whoosh, boom, exploding in stars of red and green, and thinking, my God, that could have fed me for the next couple of days. What that rocket cost, you know, could have bought me a meal or helped. And to see them going off all around you, just, I think is absolutely crazy, really. Like I say, if everything was all hunky-dory and ship-shape and Bristol fashion in the world, then fine, you know, let's have our celebrations, let's burn our money, which is basically what you're doing on that day. But until such times, I think we show a little respect, you know, for what else is happening in the world. Same's going to happen in in a month or two, Christmas. How many bins, you know, trash cans, garbage cans, whatever you want to call it, on the 26th, or Boxing Day as we call it, are going to be full of rotting food that hasn't been eaten because people have bought too much. I think that's just basically a kick in the nuts to all these people who are literally, I mean, since I've actually started talking, how many people have actually dropped down dead? I'm not talking about you guys of boredom. I'm talking about people in Africa or whatever part of the country, of the world, have actually physically dropped down dead of starvation. Starvation, this is 2006, people are starving to death. Actually sounds surreal. So, the thing is, with Guy Fawkes Night, we pay for the celebration. But I'm going to show you a couple of pictures which show that if you've got the right frame of mind or the right mindset, if you want a fireworks display, all you need to do is open your front door. See you again soon. Take care. P.S. It's not been a good month for Up the Hill. First we lost Benji, who was one of the first dogs that Buddy befriended when we started coming up here. And I've just found out that we've lost Charlie, who was actually the first dog. I can remember that one of the first nights after we bought Buddy back in 2001, October the 29th I think it was, 2001. I was taking him around the streets at night for his walk, and we met Charlie. Charlie was even then he was an old dog, just plodded along at his own pace because he couldn't keep up. So his owner Stuart would just have to sort of have a gentle stroll as Charlie plodded on afterwards. And yeah, Charlie died last week. He had lots of ailments. You know, he had arthritis in his back legs, so he could barely climb stairs. And various other problems and ailments that would come from a dog that's 13 years old. So what are they, 7 years? So what's that, 70, 91? Not bad going. He had a good run. But as I say, he was one of the first dogs that we met. And Buddy loved him, and so did, and that was reciprocated as well. You know, Buddy would run the field to get to Charlie if he saw them. Although granted, a lot of that had to do with the fact that Stuart, Charlie's owner, always used to carry biscuits. But so we lost Charlie, one of the first dogs that we met when we got Buddy. So that's kind of sad. I think I've got a picture of him, so I'll pop that up at the end. So let's just hope this, as they say, things come in threes. So let's just hope that doesn't actually happen. I don't want to lose another one of little Buddy's, one of Buddy's little pals. But, I guess that is life. Death is a natural part of life, I suppose. This has been a cheery video, hasn't it? Yeah, I'm sure you're probably thought, oh look, Brad's got another video, let's go and watch it. And now you're thinking about slashing your wrists. Don't do that. It's really nice up here. Wish you could all be up here with me. All 15 of you. There's one thing I've discovered since starting to participate in YouTube, is that after a while, and you build up your little group of subscribers and the people that you subscribe to, you kind of get used to what people say, how they say it, the kind of videos they make, how they make them. But of course you only know them, in most cases, by their username. Every now and again, either through somebody's MySpace or their, you know, these little other websites that they have, you find out somebody's name. For example, Pinky McCover song, Hello Emily. And that adds an additional dimension to that person. I know a few other names, but because of the way that I found them out, I'm not sure if these people want their names on YouTube, so I won't mention them. But, as I say, it adds an additional dimension to that person, gives them another level. So, my name is Gary, and I'll be here all week. Probably the week after that. And the one after that too. Pleased to meet you, YouTube. His name is Buddy. But I think you kind of gathered that.